We're finally going to be talking about the legendary Mutant deck that I mentioned on Sunday in the South Dakota Regional Breakdown. Don't make 34% of you guys have not smashed the ever-loving crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so we can climb up to 110,000 by the end of the year. It'd be really nice, and I'd appreciate a little diamond heart from me. Alright, so South Dakota Regional Breakdown. I want to say thanks once again to the community for helping me put this together. It absolutely was amazing to get this chance. As soon as I seen Mutant, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. So the highest represented deck in this event was actually Sprite. This is a completely different tale from what we've seen out of the side deck regional, where you saw, you know, Tier, Ishizu, good stuff, taking the overall lead from that. Am I surprised to see, you know, the regional changes? No, not at all. Honestly, there's enough Sprite players in the room and enough players kind of figuring out, you know, like the control variations and things that they want to do for things. It's going to work out. We also had 2 Tier elements in Top Cut. Once again, I mean, Tier is going to be some sort of physical representation here, you know, shifting between these. So that's interesting. We also had a branded Bysteel deck. You know, the more branded shenanigans that I do see kind of storm around in the format here is definitely interesting. We also had a Draco Slayer deck. I do not have the list for that. Actually couldn't find any way to really contact the duelist to see about getting that. So yeah, definitely there's that. And then we have the Mutant list. Mutants finally topped region. I know what you're thinking. You're like, Robbie, there's no way Mutants topped. Well, from what I've heard from every account in person of the regional, Dimensional Fissure's a hell of a card, man. All right, Dimensional Fissure is gonna hard carry you to victory. Any of you surprised to hear that one deck in the room finally was successful with this? No, not a one of you. Yeah, it'd be like that. Let's pass that over to top deck list. All right, our Sprite list that we're going to be looking at here should be the first place list, and we have some Ghost Bell in here. I'm actually kind of happy to see that some sort of traditional hand traps, I mean some things that aren't the Bysteels, are kind of starting to turn back into the format and get a chance to kind of return back. It's a little bit nice of a feeling to see that here. Along with effect failures, we're also main decking a Gamma Burst. Okay, I mean, hey, you know what? It won the event. I know a lot of people have been arguing to like cut this or side this right now, and you know, I don't have an opinion on it. I think it's fine. Also only one smasher. There's our time modifier. This takes care of Tier if we need it. Then we have Alpha, the master of cheesing our opponent. Oh, we're playing the Ninja Shadow Mosquito in here as well. Wow, we were getting some crazy levels of innovation in here. If this actually came up, I love it. I'm pretty sure that there were some games where this just massively detoured the opponent. All right, next up, oh boy, it's going to be a lot of this today, isn't it? One interesting thing for this list I see here is the fact that we're main decking Double Cross, and we're not playing Gamma Burst in the main. We are citing the second Smasher, maining 1, and we're only playing 1 Pot of Prosperity. I don't know if that's a budgetary thing, but you know what? Okay, I will say that I think that does say something about the format here, that, you know, if you don't have access to, you know, maybe like the craziest cards in the room, that you can make it work out. I feel like, you know, to kind of alleviate that, you know, you played some more power cards like Change of Heart here and Mind Control. Also, to be honest with you, you know, taking these and then your opponent just hands you a free link 2 going second. These are quite honestly some very strong going second power cards. I also see that we are citing Numan Irat Tatsudo and the Thunder King Ryo as well. Been a little while since we've seen those particular cards, but all right, good stuff nonetheless here. All right, oh, man, these spread decks all look the same to me. It's all blending together. Oh no. We are playing the 1 Wind-Up Kitten for the generic spot removal. I also see we're playing the Codebreaker Virus Swordsman down here. To be honest with you, you tend... It's interesting to see like the variations and choices here. Obviously, Bysteel package. This build we're choosing to play the Econs. Honestly, between this and like some of your other choices, Change Heart, Mind Control. The only thing you really lose is like the defensive value out of this. I guess you can get away with either or. I don't see that as a particular bad thing. We also have triple pot of prosperity in here as well. So, yeah, budgetary options did better than actually having a full set of pot of prosperities. Take a second to think about that. That's quite interesting at the end of the day. Dun, dun, dun. Here it is. The Thing. That's what we're going to call it. This is literally Project Thing. Your big mutants, you're just really playing one-ofs. I mean, you're playing one Arsenal, one Beast, and one Mist. We are also playing the Keystone in here. Now, like I said, you will notice here that this deck is only playing 6 of the potential Banishers. The reason behind this is I had another friend that actually played the same event that actually went way more ham with Macrocosmos and Deifies in the main deck, and he totally scrubbed out. One of the things that he mentioned when he was talking to me was there's a lot of issues with drawing too many of them. If you draw, too many macro, too many Deifi, and not enough cards to kind of circumvent those cards not really generating any advantage, you're gonna have some issues, and I get that. I do think that is definitely something that you have to keep in mind while playing this deck. Is you got to get the right ratios down. I think a lot of people, once they kind of adjust here, kind of see that that line of thinking might be the way to go here. That definitely is going to, I think, stick around for quite a lot of people. So do keep that in mind. Also, this is one of the few times you're going to see this good card blow opponents out. I also see that we are playing X-Draft, but we chose not to, I guess, optimize on like triple Ultimus. To be honest, the summoning conditions for this thing are a little bit rough. I mean, Synthesis is usually going to be the go-to, because this thing is just horribly easy to make. Like, establishing a 2500, the rest of this is just going to be, like, extra deck resources. And then it's like, oh boy, I got to, like, Hope Harbinger, now I can do my game plan overall. So, it is very, very nice to see mutants actually sticking to the game plan out here of being a mutant-based strategy. Nothing else to say, but beautiful. You really do love to see it. And the last list out of top 8 here is going to be tier. Now, a lot of these tier lists are going to kind of blend together, as they have for a majority of this format. Just to be perfectly honest with you, I mean, still 3-3-3. Agito is totally optional, right? Like, I think when you sit down to, like, build these particular decks, like, do I want to play the Agito? 44 cards to kind of have the wider swing of RNG, I feel like. We're actually main decking the droplets, which is fine. We're playing one Heartbeat in the main, one in the side. I definitely have seen that that's been a little bit more of an open choice as well, which is fine. Outside of that, this feels pretty standardized, and I don't think that that's a bad thing at the end of the day here. I mean, once again, like, for all of these tier lists that you see and everything, how many of them continue to play the same lines of cards? They didn't get punished off of the last list. The only real thing you lost was good old Mystic Mine, and you've seen like how well that this deck has adapted. And to be honest with you, the wide range of the Ishizu cards. Some of these builds are just kind of cutting back on the random RNG mills because they hurt the decks and the overall weird span. It's kind of weird to say that. We also have one more list for you out of this regional that actually ended up bubbling. And I feel kind of bad to say that, but it is actual pure Kashtira ramping up for the early game here. Now, we are playing the Astral Karibo in here for good old Diabolsi's the Mind Hacky. The fact that this card is actually seeing crazy amounts of play right now is beautiful. We have some Kaijus in here as well. Triple Fender, 2 Ogre with the triple Unicorn is fine. Wow, they did not want the opponents to have fun. Like, you are so extreme into the anti-meta fun zone here. You got Evenlings, you got Dark Holes in this bad boy. Alright, your Bysteel packages here, you got Dimension Shifters. Like, if there was a deck that I'd be scared of running into this format, it's this pile right here, because this is such a dominating monster, I feel like. And it's such a shame that you bubbled at 11th place, but you know what? It's still good to see that this deck is performing and the players are able to look at this and go, you know, that's kind of interesting. I like some of these ratios and options. Little things to consider. So what do you guys think about the South Dakota regional breakdown? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.